YouTube today, we are going to watch some 2v2s, specifically some 2v2s from a couple top North American players, and a player that I don't know if we've ever watched any replays of him, any show matches of him, anything, but he is a very popular player indeed. It's Squishy. We're going to watch Squishy and Lethamyr. Squishy of NRG fame, of course, or maybe Cloud9 fame is a better way to put it. Him and his squad winning Season 6 Worlds. But why am I sitting here explaining to you guys who Squishy or Leth are? You probably know who both of them are. Lethamyr, an ex-pro and a current YouTuber. But these are a couple games from them recently queuing twos together. And one thing I did want to check is, yeah, they are partied. I was wondering if they, just got lobbies where they're on the same team frequently, or if they specifically played 2v2 together. I wonder if any of these games show up on Squishy's YouTube. I know Squishy does a lot of gameplay stuff. In fact, Lethamyr even on occasion just does gameplay stuff. So maybe you guys have already seen these, but they're going up against Lunar and Peep. And we're going to watch game one from Squishy's perspective. Maybe we'll switch back and forth between Squishy and Leth, see how these top players play with each other. But how they play with each other right now is they don't win. At least it's a 2-0 lead for Lunar and Peep. Lethamyr, nice 50. I'm not sure I've heard of Lunar or Peep. Maybe Lunar. Kind of recognize that name. But ranked twos is always a different game than pro gameplay. So you never really know. Leth trying to snipe that back wall defender. And Squishy and Leth combining for that shot attempt. They will eventually get their goal. I think a lot of people are interested in Squishy, potentially coming back to the 1v1 scene. I think it's something that people have asked for a lot. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. I'd be super interested to see him back as well. I think he kind of, started his career in ones, like a lot of other top players do. Start at ones, work on those mechanics, work on the game sense. Basically, realize that you can do it all by yourself, that you are a good player. As he forces a defender to own goal to tie it up 2-2. But once you've done that, you'll see lots of players move off of 1v1. Some still play it, but Squishy, not one of those people who still plays it. Not only can you almost never find a ranked replay of him playing it, but he's also been out of the show match scene for a long time. The most recent 1v1 from Squishy that I can think of is he played Fairy Peak in a series that he recorded for himself. And then I think there was some drama on maybe Johnny trying to also review the games or something. But I want to say Squishy did decently against Fairy Peak. I don't know if he won. He might have lost. But that was back before anybody was doing cross-region stuff, I feel like. So quite the groundbreaking stuff. Ooh, Lethamyr not getting a save. Felt like somewhat of an easy save. Squishy didn't feel like he needed to come help at all. Was just camping in the corner ready to play off Lethamyr's touch. But talking about, top 1v1ers, as Squishy can just cut this one infield, tap it in. Lethamyr, a top 1v1er himself, in fact, putting him in the top 10 GOATs, I believe, somewhere around 6. And, I heard Johnny give a quick list of his 10. Also has Lethamyr there. Lethamyr, back in his North American 1v1 days, was truly I shouldn't say unbeatable force, but a very, very good ones player. The only reason why you can't say unbeatable force is because the only unbeatable force in North America is first killer. Even though Lethamyr did have one of the only wins in competitive play at that time against first killer, he just ultimately lost to Chronic in Assault 9-1. So he didn't get his chance to do it again in the final. Deep carry, Squishy waiting till it comes all the way to the ground and falls away from Peep in order to get that tap away. Right now, him and Lethamyr down 4-3. Super deep dive. Incredibly aggressive dive by Squishy to get that back corner boost. Just so much faith, buckets and buckets of faith that Lethamyr was not going to lose that 50. And it's not going to work well for him. Squishy, one-on-one situation. Lad seemed like he was maybe going to try and break up the play with Peep, but Peep did a good job of staying moving and swinging super wide in order to evade, destruction. Get that save. That would have been a nasty read if Squishy had been able to find it, but he didn't, and Lethamyr a miss, and they're going to collectively forfeit down 5-3. We'll head to the second game of Squishy and Leth. This one we're going to watch from Lethamyr's perspective. Hopefully you guys don't hate the 2v2 replays too much. Obviously, we'd love to do the ones content primarily, but during RLCS, during this time when kids have started school back up, it's been harder to find one show matches because I really am trying to get good matches for everybody. But the competitive energy of most of the top players is being spent completely on RLCS, as you would expect. And then, the occasional other players are busy with school at times where I can actually get the matches. So don't worry, we will never stop trying. But just had a tough time in the past month or so. Basically ever since Mount 1v1 finished, we've been struggling to get games. But it's all right. We'll keep up the YouTube content, and hopefully we'll be right back with a couple big events in December. The major for RLCS ends midway through December, and I'm thinking we're going to have an opportunity to have some 1v1 focus again and get some really good events. Nice dribble by Squishy for a first. Squishy rocking the SSG decal. I think he's a coach now, right? Isn't Lethamyr a coach, but not for SSG. He was on SSG before, but I don't think he is anymore. I thought he's actually a coach for some other team as well. But his 50 is going to be not so great as it gets dunked straight into his net. Squishy and Leth playing against Sobel. Ooh, that needed to be a goal. A nice kickoff win. Squishy had an opportunity to tap it in and just missed wide. Doesn't seem like it's going well for Leth and Squishy queuing together. Oof. Another tough break, as there was a bit of a miscommunication on who was going to break up that play, I think, or they didn't want to both, pressure the ball. And it ends up getting tapped in. Squishy with reset, saved away, and he'll slam Lethamyr. He says, hey, get back. I will stay upfield. Not turn it into much. In fact, Squishy just got bumped. But now, Lethamyr with space. Squishy trying to intercept. Franchi not able to. And Lethamyr also being pressured from behind. Having to rush that dribble maybe a little bit faster than he would have liked to. Squishy 050. And Lethamyr trying to snipe the top right corner. But Franchi and Sobral proving to be truly unstoppable forces. Sometimes I wonder about how many top Rocket League players are out there who just play ranked. I mean, are there? I'm sure the pro players could probably tell you who those might be. But I imagine there has to be the occasional Rocket League player who says, I have no interest in RLCS. I have no interest in competitive, gameplay or show matches. I just like playing, and I'm super, super good to the point where you see them playing these pros and twos a lot. I know that back when I used to watch, a lot of Rocket League streams, and before Chicago was a top player, I remember seeing him in every pro lobby, wondering, is this guy good enough? When am I going to hear about this guy Chicago who's playing well in like every single lobby that I watch? When is he going to become relevant? And I thought he never would be. I thought he must have been some ranked player because no one was talking about him. And of course, turns out I was right to think that he was capable. because Chicago now, a mainstay in the pro scene, has been here for a long time. But, you know, I can't remember how I got on that topic. I tell you what, Solbril and Franchi are not play. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, they're not players like that as far as I'm aware. We're going to have to watch Squishy own goaling here. I did not realize that these replays had this. Oh, that hurts. Franchi, soft touch. Squishy just wants to like make a dribble play. Oh no, no, no. But he accidentally just own goals. That is tough. I think you probably haven't seen these games on YouTube. I take it back. Probably these replays that we've watched so far are not on YouTube. I think I just grabbed the most recent ones that I found of Squishy and Leth, so I didn't try and be too selective with it. But after that passing play did not work at all, got defended perfectly. Looks like they forfeited this second game. But we'll head to the third and final game we have of Squishy and Leth. Back to Squishy and Leth. This time playing Forky. Forky and whoever Dot is. So, did not realize Forky was making an appearance, or I did, but I think I kind of forgot. Squishy and Leth versus Forky. Kind of a pre-flip kickoff by Squishy. I thought that was interesting. I didn't get to talk about it because I mentioned the lobby info at the start, but not a kickoff I've seen very often. I think for the most part, I see only 1v1 kickoffs, and there's no way in the world anyone would ever be doing that kickoff for 1v1 because it's very risky and maybe even potentially done so that, you know, the loss of the kickoff goes to his teammate, which you have none of those in 1v1. But Squishy and Leth turn it up here. Maybe the first lead we've seen them have so far watching these replays. But, ooh, nice dribble. Squishy, that is about to get a second. It gets saved away. We've seen a decent amount of team play attempts from Squishy and Leth trying to use each other on offense. But for the most part, it hasn't worked out well for them. We watched First Killer and Kinsey recently in 2v2 talking about how players who queue together are more likely to, you know, make some team plays or look for each other than people queuing alone. But while that has been the case for Squishy and Leth, almost not to their benefit. They've been, you know, setting up these team plays that leave them exposed more often than they've played well alone, or sorry, played well, you know, together. Squishy gonna go ISO and get a nice wave dash pop for the second goal all by himself. Maybe that's just, you know, the better way for these two to play 2v2. I think the best way to play 2v2 period probably involves very minimal, you know, team plays that involve both players being committed upfield. It's a nice 50 by Leth. Had Squishy known that he was going to be able to get that, might have been able to challenge and take it away. It was a perfect dunk. This is going to be really hard to keep out of the net. Yeah, Forky did the best he could to get that first touch save, but Leth booming it back, just beating it with speed, honestly, because Forky was pretty well positioned to cover that second opportunity. Nice play by Forky. He flicks it over Squishy on the dribble. But Forky just could not get out of the net in time. Leth has open field in front of him. Squishy tried his best to keep that field open as long as possible, but could not affect and bump the orange team. Squishy taking to the skies, has just Forky on defense, or at least he did, but he's got both of them on defense. He's got a flip reset, score on both. I have a feeling you guys might have seen this game on a Squishy video. I don't know that for sure, but that was a nice shot. And he is playing against Forky as well. Seems right for YouTube content. Leth taking one down all the way across the field with nobody defending. 5-1. Bit of a blowout in favor of Squishy and Leth, at least for now. but lots of time left on the clock. 2 minutes, 10 left to go. Squishy's dribble broken up. He'll reset slowly as he falls down in the air, but Lethamyr has covered the defense well by himself so far, and that was a tough save. But he'll get it. Low enough that Leth didn't have to jump too high. Leth, nice fake. Got Forky to miss. He's got one defender waiting, and the ISO plays for Squishy and Leth have just been doing so well. In fact, they'll call a forfeit here, and Squishy and Leth together playing 1v2 seem to do better than both of them playing 2v2.